Time to kick off a brand new episode of CNB. I am Siddharth Vinayak Partnkar. Welcome to the Car and Bike Show. It's also time for Volkswagen India to kick off a brand new innings with this car, the compact SUV Taigun. It's been a long time coming. It's the one that will really make or break VW's fortunes in India. And before I go on about it, let me quickly tell you, I am not showing you the review today. Yes, that's embargoed till next week. But the good news is you get a first glimpse at the car on today's show. But we'll stay with SUVs and start with the new Hyundai Alcazar. Yes, we've showed that to you. We also showed you how it is different from the Creta. Now it's time to tell you how it stands up to its big rival, the car that it's really sort of squarely pitted against, which is the Tata Safari.
In a world of compact SUVs, there's demand for a heavyweight, one that can carry 6 or even 7 people.
And that's when these cars come into the picture. On my right is a car that has attained cult status. The name tag itself is legendary. Yes, I'm talking about the Tata Safari and the all-new generation, that too. On my left is a newcomer, one that has been an outright success probably in this segment because more than 5,600 units of it have been sold in just over a month since its launch. I'm talking about the Hyundai Alcazar. And then we have another one. What happened to the Hector Plus?
Sorry, what can I do? After repeated requests, MG did not send it.
Okay, so taking the MG Hector Plus's place now is Session Plus. Let's have this.
Let's quickly look at where both these cars stand when it comes to dimensions. As you can see, the Safari is longer, wider and taller than the Alcazar. But somehow Hyundai has managed to up the game when it comes to wheelbase, because the 2760mm that it has to offer is the best in segment.
However, that long a wheelbase and especially the best in the segment does not essentially translate into good space at the rear. As you can see, I am cramped for space, and given my height and my width, that is an issue. I won't be able to travel long distances for sure. The only thing that makes it easier to get in are these two tumble down seats. It gives you enough space to get in the car, but otherwise it's still just a place for kids, not a place for adults, and especially even for small journeys, this is going to be a pain. However, there is something common that this one has with the Safari.
Yes, indeed. As Amaya said, this certainly shares certain features with the Alcazar, and those include these individual aircon vents with a controller for the third row passenger. You also get 2 USB chargers and cup holders. But compared to the Alcazar, this certainly feels a bit more spacious because it is taller, so you get more headroom, and also because it gets lighter interiors, you have a sense of airiness which is absent in the Alcazar.
The Safari XZA Plus trim that you see here gets xenon HID projector lamps, 18-inch alloy wheels, shark fin antenna, a panoramic sunroof and LED tail lamps. The cabin is equipped with leather upholstery, optional second row captain seats, 6-way power adjustable driver's seat, a 9-speaker music system from JBL, an 8-inch floating touchscreen display with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and of course Tata's IRA connected car technology. On the safety front, it gets 6 airbags, hill descent control, ISOFIX seats, and a multi-terrain mode. The Alcazar's signature variant offers full LED headlights, side steps, LED tail lamps, shark fin antenna, twin exhausts. The cabin gets a larger 10.25-inch infotainment display with BlueLink connected car technology. There's Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, wireless charging, fully digital instrument cluster, ambient lighting, panoramic sunroof and more. The Alcazar also gets Drive Mode Select for comfort, eco and sport, along with traction control modes for snow, sand and mud. On the safety front, it gets 6 airbags, 360-degree camera, and blind view monitor. When it comes to design, both the Alcazar and the Safari borrow their looks from another car. The Alcazar from the Creta and the Safari from the Harrier. But now it's all about how these cars drive. And it's interesting because both these cars are diesel automatics, a breed that is grabbing attention.
Now the Alcazar does not get enough power, that's true. But what impresses you is that gearbox. Because under 2000 RPM, there is a bit of lag. But after that, the gearbox just keeps sending power to the wheels continuously. And even with the paddle shifters, it is quick to react. It's a 6-speed torque converter, but in sports mode, it's a different breed altogether. And that's why you enjoy driving it. Now, the ride quality too is good. You don't get displaced from end to end by any stretch of imagination. And the steering is light. We really wished it could weigh up when you speed. That does not happen. It's still pretty lifeless.
So what does Session Plus have to say about the Safari then?
Now, as Amya said, the Safari is certainly more powerful compared to the Alcazar, but it also offers more torque. It offers 350 Newton meters, which is 100 Nm more than that one. As for the gearbox, this gets a 6-speed automatic torque converter as well, but it is not as responsive as the one on the Alcazar. So in city conditions especially, the Alcazar offers more nicer ride quality and drivability. But because this is based on a platform which is derived from the Land Rover's D8 platform, it handles bad roads a bit more efficiently. So when you are in rough terrains, Safari certainly feels like a better SUV.
In terms of roominess and ride quality, the Safari stands out as the winner. But on the features front, the Alcazar finds no match, and you have to give Hyundai a pat on the back for offering it with so many options. There's petrol and even a diesel engine option, and manual and automatic on both on the Alcazar, while the Safari comes in only the diesel engine and manual and automatic variants. So let's get straight to the prices. The Alcazar range starts from 16,30,000 rupees, but that's for the petrol variant. The direct comparison here is with the diesel, so we'll talk about those prices. The Alcazar diesel variant starts from 16,53,000 rupees, going all the way up to 20,15,000 rupees. The Safari is 1,54,000 rupees cheaper than the Alcazar, and even if you compare the automatic variant, the Safari is 40,000 rupees cheaper than the Alcazar. But the top-end Alcazar is 1,66,000 rupees more affordable than the Safari. Given what it has to offer, the Safari sets its eyes on the target and achieves it. Yes, we wish it had more space for your luggage, but still, it is a great product at a great price.
Now, my review on the Taigun remains embargoed, of course, but you do know that the car drives in with a 1 or 1.5 TSI petrol option. Both these cars with me are the 1.5, but they are different. How are they different? Well, you've got to tune in to our review that goes up next week on our YouTube channel to find out. Now, let's take a very short break. We come back with a very sexy bike. You can't go anywhere. Welcome back. A few years ago, John Abraham and the movie Dhoom popularized one name all across the country. Yes, Hayabusa became a household name, Everybody knows exactly what the stuff of superbike dreams are made of, thanks to that one very solid brand from Suzuki. Now the bike, of course, remains a legend. It's also a superb benchmark, and it's back in a new avatar.
(2021). The world's most well-known motorcycle enters a new dawn. In more than a decade, the Suzuki Hayabusa gets its most comprehensive update. In its third generation, there's new and sharper bodywork and other significant changes under the skin. But the legendary Busa still retains its familiar silhouette and a level of performance that is immediately impressive.
When it was first launched in 1999, the Hayabusa was one of the most powerful motorcycles in the world. In fact, the most powerful superbike in the world. Over the years, the Hayabusa name has become a sort of legend in the world of motorcycles. And whether you're into motorcycles or not, you would definitely know the Suzuki Hayabusa name. Now in 2021, due to the emission norms around the world, the Hayabusa has lost some power, 10 bhp around or so. But it gets significantly updated in terms of new electronics. And that's the one we're riding today, the new 2021 Suzuki Hayabusa, to see if it's still got that spark to make it special and to have what it takes to make it the legend that it is.
Its long body with bulbous curves is instantly recognizable. The swooning lines and aggressive curves owe their aerodynamic origins to wind tunnel testing. And there's more. The new Hayabusa's electronics package, called the Suzuki Intelligent Ride System, which offers 6 riding modes, 3 presets, 3 customizable. Each mode adjusts power, engine braking, traction control and quick shifter mode. There's also linked cornering ABS, a speed limiter, launch control, slope descent control, hill hold control and cruise control. Brakes are top-notch, Brembo Stilema, gripping huge 320mm front discs, and suspension is from KYB, fully adjustable front and rear.
The engine may be the same 1340cc inline 4, but everything inside is completely new. So you've got new lighter pistons, stiffer connecting rods which are lighter as well, the valve springs are stiffer, and it's got a completely new electronic suite powered by a 6-axis IMU or inertial measurement unit. And it's got 3 presets: active, basic and comfort. And the best part is, unlike many superbikes, you can very easily toggle through the electronics, toggle through the different modes. Just takes 5 minutes to get used to it. Very simple, very intuitive to use. And all of those electronics keep you safe. It's a big bike, heavy bike, very powerful, 187 bhp, goes up to about 300 kilometers per hour. But all those electronics keep you safe while on the road. It's a long, big bike, but handling is spot on. And whether you are a new rider or it's your first little class bike that you ride, the Hayabusa makes you feel completely at home.
Out on the open road, the Busa is in its element. With stable and confident manners, throttle response is spot on, without any jerks or surprises. And there's a wave of smooth and strong power available at all times, at any gear. In fact, the changes to the engines have made the spec sheet leaner. But according to Suzuki, the mid-range is stronger on the new Busa, resulting in better acceleration than before. A few blasts through the first two gears leave no doubt that there's more than enough performance to get into warp speeds in no time. The slightly lower power at the top end is actually a topic that needs no discussion. Very rarely will you ever get there, and even then, you will need a racetrack and superlative riding skills to explore its top-end performance.
Super silky smooth. In one word, that's what the Hayabusa is. Whether you are a new rider or you're an experienced rider, you can immediately take to this Hayabusa. It's got loaded with electronics to keep you safe. You can ride it easily and you can go really fast. But the biggest takeaway of the Hayabusa is that inline 4-cylinder engine is super silky smooth. And 1500 RPM and 5th gear, you can potter on at 50 kilometers per hour. Slight twist of the throttle can get you into very illegal speeds and very dangerous speeds. So you need to keep a check on your right wrist while riding the Hayabusa. Superb bike.
It's a big and heavy bike with a long wheelbase. But the Busa handles beautifully. If you want to explore a twisty road, the Busa is up for it, to be hustled around a set of corners. The suspension offers a plush ride, and the ground clearance decent enough not to scrape the underbody over speed breakers. In all, despite its big, burly size and huge engine, the Busa comes across as a friendly package.
So at 16,40,000 ex-showroom, fantastic value for a 2021 Suzuki Hayabusa. It's long, it's big, extremely powerful, and of course it looks completely unique, completely recognizable. Anyone can recognize it. A guaranteed head turner on the street. Now there are a few things which are an eyesore. Of course, these are regulations, so OEMs need to have these, like this number plate holder, which is a bit of an eyesore. And you have a sari guard, again a regulation issue, sari guard. If you want to have your pillion wearing a sari riding pillion, you need to have this hump taken off and put an accessory seat behind, but that's what you get. But brilliant engine, super silky smooth, fantastic electronics, great handling, overall a superb package at that price. Fantastic machine this.
The Suzuki Hayabusa may not be a beautiful bike in the traditional sense, but you can't ignore it. It's recognized everywhere. And there's a reason for its legendary reputation. It's got absolutely crackling performance and a sophisticated electronic suite, which makes it safe and easy to enjoy, no matter how much exposure you've had to powerful bikes. The only downside is that the huge 1340cc engine generates a lot of heat, and the heavy clutch makes it not so enjoyable in traffic. Still, a ride on the Hayabusa is something which remains very memorable.
The mighty Busa from Suzuki. Please react to that story. And as a new week begins, don't forget to go to youtube.com/carandbike. This review will be waiting there for you. A lot of anticipation around the Taigun. Definitely tune into that. And then on the show next week, speaking of anticipation, the winners of the CNB Viewers' Choice Contest for 2021. Yes, many of you voted and many of you will want to know who has won the big prizes. Definitely tune in to that next week. And with that, I will say goodbye. Thanks so much for watching. Please wear your seatbelts. Please wear your helmets. Please don't forget to react to everything you've seen on today's show. Bye-bye.